If you or your friends and family vote Republican, I'd like to just take a few minutes to talk to you about what's going on with your party, because it's actually quite dangerous. I want to be really clear off the top that I know that no politician and no political party is perfect. We have a lot of work to do as a country to get back to anything resembling liberty and justice for all, or for the majority of us to get a shot at the promised American dream. But what's happening to the grand old party should be deeply concerning to anyone who believes in freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. Just look around the country right now. A state senator in Minnesota made a speech opposing a bill to feed hungry students because he said he's never met anyone who's been hungry. And then he goes on to say, what is hungry anyway? A representative in Oklahoma quoted scripture to justify a vote that would allow people to beat special needs children in their classrooms. A Florida lawmaker has proposed a bill to ban girls from even talking about their periods in school. Idaho Republicans passed a bill making it illegal to leave the state to get an abortion without parental consent. Tennessee Republicans just expelled 2 Black Democratic state representatives from the House for standing with the people against gun violence, but let the white representative keep her job. This is the same executive body that introduced a bill that would allow county clerks to deny not only same-sex marriages, but also interracial marriages and interfaith marriages. A federal judge in Texas just overruled the FDA to remove a drug that has been approved for 22 years for the entire country. While Texas Republicans are forcing women to stay pregnant with non-viable pregnancies, even if they might die from complications. And the governor is looking to pardon a convicted murderer one day after a jury of his peers found him guilty. The powerful conservative Super PAC Moms for Liberty is now against teachers talking to children about empathy, because apparently empathy is a gateway to queer theory. And Florida governor and potential Republican candidate for president Ron DeSantis, on top of his anti-woke, anti-gay, anti-trans, anti-woman, anti-democracy agenda, just requested $98 million to fund his own private defense force. Or more specifically, his own hand-picked secret police, at the exact same time he's passing bills to cut down on any government transparency. As a Republican voter, does any of that sound problematic to you? Does it not concern you that your party has become the party of insurrectionists and violence and hate? That your party is the one banning books and enabling fascist behavior? You can't be the party of freedom if your party is out here passing laws against everything it doesn't like or agree with. You can't claim patriotism if your leaders keep promoting Russian interests over our own. It doesn't matter if you aren't personally a neo-Nazi or an anti-Semite or a white supremacist. They're in your party. And if you're not leaving, then you're in the party that Sig Heils. You might not be a hateful bigot, but your party is the one demonizing everyone who isn't white and straight and Christian. So if you aren't speaking up when they pass bills to make trans people deny their own existence, or support conversion therapy, or call drag performers or people in the LGBTQIA community pedophiles and groomers without any proof, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're part of the problem. It's your party undermining the free press and public education. It's your party making plans to sunset Social Security and refusing to support voting rights. It's your party who voted against capping pharmaceutical prices and raising the minimum wage. It's your party denying women access to healthcare that could save their lives and refusing to do anything to keep us safe from gun violence. Think about it for a second. Is this really the party of small government that you knew? Is this the party that keeps the government out of your business? It's not. That party is gone. The Republican Party of today is a top-down authoritarian party. Between voter suppression and gerrymandering and refusing to accept the results of the elections, they have made it very clear that the rights of the voters don't matter to them. Now, that might serve you in the short term, but it won't serve you in the future. No citizen benefits from a government that undermines votes, who doesn't need to listen to them and tells them how it's going to be. Your vote is actively enabling a party who's passing laws to put the government in control of every part of our lives, from what we can do with our own bodies to what our children can learn. This isn't even the business-friendly party you remember if they're out here punishing private companies who don't agree wholeheartedly with their policies. Look at what's happening with Disney. Talk about government interference. You can't even really call it the party of Christianity if your party votes against policies that would feed the hungry and help the poor. Your current party would spit on the leper and shun the stranger, so it's hard to defend it with your faith. It's not even the party of fiscal conservancy anymore, since the Republicans are the ones who added trillions to the deficit for tax breaks for the ultra-rich and repealed the funding for the IRS so they could stop rich tax cheats from ripping us all off. Look at the leadership. The Republicans have become the party of immorality, fine with criminals and liars, out here defending the rights of rapists while calling everyone who doesn't agree with them a pedophile. Are you really okay with that? These are unequivocally bad people representing you. Bad people with cruel, ugly ideas designed specifically to hurt others. So if you're still voting to support this party, I really want you to ask yourself why. Because they won't change unless you do. And don't you think you're better than what they've become? I do.